Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Salida Flores for anybody that doesn't know, and for all of you that do, welcome back. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for all of your love and support. Keep on sharing my videos, keep on subscribing, make them go as far as they possibly can, like I always say. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Snapchat, all the links are going to be down in the description box. Feel free. Without further ado, let's start. So today I was thinking about talking a little bit about Hurricane Maria and my experience with it. I don't exactly remember the day it was nor the time it started because honestly I really don't want to. It was a very traumatic experience that I wish upon no one. I still remember getting everything out of my parents' house. Our parents had wooden house, so it wasn't safe there technically. We would have to go to our grandparents' house that was right next door, and that one was cement. My grandparents' house was a 2-floor house. It was a wood house on top and then a cement one on the bottom. So we were getting everything and putting them in there, making sure everything was, good to go. So fast forward to nighttime. We're all in this room just sitting there and waiting for it to hit. So basically my mom and I were playing Jenga because there wasn't really much we can do. Then after that, we made a prayer and we all just sat in a room and just waited. Eventually, when the first wind started, the light went out immediately. Mind you, in Puerto Rico, it's kind of normal that the light goes out for me now because when you live in the mountains, the light goes out a lot. So you're really kind of accustomed to it, but I didn't expect it to be gone for this long. So the light goes out. We're all in the room. The wind started getting harder. So we're listening to the radio, trying to keep calm, focus on something that's not the wind. Everybody is trying to stay as calm as possible. Remember, this is something that you can't control. It's just going to keep going and you just have to literally wait it out. So pretty much that's what we did. While everything was going on, we were hearing people on the radio calling in saying, "We need help. My house is gone. Our roof is gone. We're getting wet. Help us, help us, help us." There was people in the middle of the hurricane trying to find each other because they lost everything in that moment. So we're freaking out because we're like, oh my God, that could happen to anyone. We're so nervous. We don't know what to do. So we're over here trying to get everything just to stay calm. But, you get anxiety, you get anxious, you don't know what to do. Like, you want to do something, but you're trapped. There's nothing else. So we're just waiting. And then my grandpa hears upstairs that like the wind wanted to break the door. So my brother and my grandpa go upstairs, try to like put something there so it wouldn't break open. Mind you, it already had nails on the wall, so it shouldn't have opened. But while they were trying to close it, blah, 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 instead of the door opening, the roof went off. So they ran downstairs, like literally they ran downstairs. And we were calling them, we were like, "Come downstairs, oh my God, what's wrong, come downstairs." So they ran downstairs, nervous, scared, white as heck. So we're just nervous. So now we're just thinking, oh my God, now this is gonna be a flood in the house. So little by little, since the roof of the second floor was gone, all the water was just soaking in the cement and it was falling down to the first floor. So what we were doing was we were getting like plates and freaking buckets and a whole mess of other things to make sure that the water would stay in one spot. So we were doing all that stuff and trying to keep each other occupied. I was trying to keep my son asleep because I didn't want him to hear it. I didn't want him to be scared. I wanted him to be calm. So while I was having him sleep, I was helping out, and then I was like, you know what? I'm too scared. I'm too anxious. I'm just going to go to sleep. No. Cell phone signal went out. I'm gonna put these in the trash. That was crazy. When the cell phone signal went out, we didn't know what to do. Because then we realized we're not going to be able to contact our family members at all. So, right after cell phone signal went out, we saw the light post gone. It broke in half. It was held by a cable over here from my grandparents' house and a cable over here from my mom's house. That snapped real quick. And that, it was gone. It was gone. So now we know we have no light. And the possibility of us getting light after the fact was slim to none for a hot minute. And not only that, we were all scared. We were all nervous. Like, no matter how much of a front you put, we were all scared. So after all of that, everything, started toning down. What we didn't know is that it was the eye of the hurricane. Because we didn't actually know if the hurricane was going through us, if it was going over us, or going under us. Because we were still going to get winds no matter what. But we didn't know how bad it was going to be. So it could have been over us and us still have terrible winds. So we had the winds or whatever. We're in the eye. And we're just thinking, we're like, oh my God. That was bad. Not thinking that we're in the eye and it's about to start up again. So we go outside for a couple minutes and start looking around, blah, blah, seeing how everything is. It was terrible. When I'm talking terrible, it looked like a scene out of a horror film. I'm not even kidding. Like, you could see trees on the floor, houses without roofs, houses gone. Like, it was terrible. It was freaking terrible. So after all the hurricane was done, we woke up, we went outside, we saw it. Mind you, my grandpa, my mom, I think my dad took a little nap. My grandma, and I don't know if I think my brother took a nap too. I'm not 100% sure. They all stayed up watching, just making sure everything was fine. And then, because they were anxious, like they couldn't sleep. There was no way you could sleep. I forced myself to sleep. I was forcing my son to sleep. Like, I needed him to stay asleep with me, which with my son was really not that hard. So honestly, he was down for whatever So we put him to sleep and we're all relaxed. Everything was done. We go outside, we see the damage. The damage was terrible. I'm talking trees were everywhere. And I'm not talking about standing up. They were all on the floor. There was no tree standing up where I was at. So we were looking around and we were seeing that, and it was devastating, honestly. It was scary, devastating. It was depressing. It was terrible. So we start, cleaning up, getting everything out of the way, so we could go in and out of the driveway, blah, blah, blah. So I don't remember who left first. I think it was my dad to see how bad it was out, and it was impossible to get out. So, mind you, we have no phone, no light, no nothing. So we couldn't contact our family members from the States or from other areas because there was no way to contact them. So pretty much we were just waiting there. The day after the hurricane, my husband, that was my boyfriend at the time, came with his truck all the way to my house. He had a pickup truck. He came all the way to my house and then left it on the top of the mountain and then walked down. He saw us. He was so happy that we were okay because, he couldn't call me, so it was kind of pointless. And he saw us. Everything was fine. So we were all nervous. We didn't know what to do. He stayed with us for a little bit and then he went back to his house. And like I said, we didn't know if everything was okay, if everything was not, because we didn't have any phones to talk to each other. So we're just sitting there, just waiting. And then like a week went by and then my dad was finally able to get to Arecibo, where he realized that there was cell phone service. So he told us, and we all went to Arecibo. There we called our grandma, we called everybody. Everybody was crying. Just imagine not seeing somebody for a hot minute, not being able to call or text or anything with them, and then finding out that they're okay. Yeah, that was it. And it was all of our family. So we were able to contact them. Everything was fine. But now we're in this position where everything was destroyed. So jobs were pretty much gone. So my husband and I decided that if we were to graduate, or when, because we knew we were gonna move. So we told our parents, blah, blah, blah. My dad said, well, if you're moving, I'm leaving. So he took the first plane out with my brother in November. We were all really upset. It was crazy, but at the end of the day, we really didn't have a choice right there. So they left to the States first, got everything prepared for us. They got a house, they got cars, they got everything ready for when we were gonna leave. So we started college, like they left I think October 30th or something like that, and we started college like the 3rd of November, if I'm not mistaken. When we went to college, we saw the road was gone. The bridge to get to the college was gone. We had to go through the back road. The mountain from the back road, like if it would rain, it was gone. It was gonna keep falling. So you had to be extra careful there. So we decided to go to school anyway because we just wanted to finish. So I was working and going to school. So we were just getting everything done, trying to, do our best to graduate. November 13th came around and my husband decided to propose. And he told me, now that we're going to the States, I feel like we should just get married and just make our lives together. So we were now fiancés and we were getting everything ready to go to the States. My husband was already looking for jobs in the States. He was already doing what he had to do, and so was I. So pretty much we left Puerto Rico with jobs. My husband and I got married July 11th, 2018, and we graduated July 20th, 2018, and then we left July 22nd, 2018. Why did we do everything so back to back? Because one, it was hard to try to do them spaced out. Two, we were trying to get everything done as soon as possible. And three, because we're weird and we're procrastinators, and we do best when we are under pressure. So we get all that stuff. When we're done all that stuff, we finally graduate with honors. Thank God, everything was perfectly fine. And honestly, at the end of the day, thank God everything's fine, and we are now very happy. We have our jobs, we're doing great, and we can't complain. We miss our family terribly. It's something that it's inevitable, but at the end of the day, sometimes you have to make hard decisions for your well-being and for your family's well-being. So that's just part of it. In Puerto Rico, there were houses that were destroyed. There were families that lost family members. There were so many crazy things that happened. And it was so hard. It really, really was. We had help. And I want to thank every single person that went to every house and gave food, water, supplies. I want to thank you guys. That was incredible. We needed it. It was so thoughtful of everybody that did that, everyone that donated, everyone that took their time, anyone that sent a prayer, everything, thank you, because we really needed it. And thanks to that, a lot of us are where we are today. So I really appreciate it. I hope you guys like this video. I know that it's kind of a serious video, and I know I made a serious video last week or the week before that, I don't remember. And you know, but I feel like this experience should be said and it should be shared, because it's something that can happen to anyone and it should be acknowledged. And unfortunately, a lot of people didn't acknowledge how bad this situation actually was. They thought it was a joke, they thought it was a game, and it really wasn't. A lot of people went through terrible things, and till this day have yet to overcome it. So keep praying for Puerto Rico. Keep helping them, you know, send love their way, because they need it more than ever. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the love and support, like I said before. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, comment, you know, share this video, show your friends, families, and everyone. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.